Hello everyone, my name is Rasdeep. Welcome to the part 4 of the video. A quick recap on part 3 where we have covered on how to build a Ansible control system on WSL, right? So in the background in my VirtualBox management interface, as you can see, I already have an Ansible control tower, which we have built. The steps are in part 3. We have built a brand new virtual machine, Windows 2019, which is SRV3 and which is currently running on a workgroup, right? So the objective of the part 4 is what if we want to start managing a system which is not in a domain environment but in a workgroup, right? And what are the changes or what are the settings that needs to be configured with respect to the WinRM on the virtual machine or on the manage systems in order to be able to manage it using Ansible. So let's begin. I'm on the uh, manage system, which is our SRV3. So let's first complete the configuration on the manage host. And once it is complete, then we'll proceed to the Ansible control tower to create the host file and write some playbooks, right? Okay. Now, in order to do that, I have put some notes in the notepad. So these are the settings that we need to make, right? So let me copy over the first few set of commands to the PowerShell. All right, so let me give you a quick recap on what each command does. So the first command will create a directory called Ansible in our system drive, which is C. Okay, right in here. Followed by that, the next command will contact the GitHub repository and download this PS file, the PowerShell file. And as you can see here, we have output. It will first go to the URL, copy this PowerShell script, and output it to Ansible, which is our first step. That is creation of the directory, right? The third one is for the PowerShell, we would like to set the execution policy, followed by what we want to do with the script. That is the path of the script, and the script has, you can go through the script and find out what exactly the purpose of it is. So we are using a switch to enable the CRED SSP, all right? And followed by that, we have the WinRM set configured to allow all unencrypted true. Now, I understand from security standpoint, it is not advisable to allow unencrypted connections set to true. But because it's in a workgroup environment and considering it's a host that we are going to manage, but it has no data in it, right? No production data. We are still in the process of introducing this to our production environment. So as a first step, I think we can go ahead with this allow unencrypted as true. So before we even execute this command, let me give you a quick look at what is the current configuration of WinRM, right? So in order to get that information, first of all, we will run WinRM. Let's find out what all listeners are available, right? So as you can see here, we have HTTP listener for WinRM and the IP address of the SRv3 managed host is 2.8, right? So we have our listener that is HTTP on port 5985. Okay, let's also check the authentications and what is the current level of encryption. Okay, so our basic is false, CRUD SSP is false, so we are going to enable the CRUD SSP, and we have HTTP, but HTTP is not yet enabled, right? So let's run this command and see what happens. So I'm going to execute it. Okay. The first stage of the command is creating the directory. That is complete. The second stage is running the script. So we're good. All right. So we can see that the CRUD SSP is true now. The basic is also true, which was false previously, and allow unencrypted is true as well. Okay. So we are good from the workstation or the managed host point of view. Now we will head back to our Ansible node to make some preparations so that we can first do a quick check on are we able to talk to the managed host, right? So let's jump onto our Ansible tower. Let me launch Ubuntu. All right, we are there. Now, first of all, we will create a directory in our etc folder. All right. Now let's create a host file or inventory file so that Ansible is aware what are the managed systems, which systems it has to manage, right? Okay, so I'm giving the group name as servers, and let's put on the IP of the managed system, which we have already checked around here. So let me run the command again, or maybe I can scroll up and we can check the details right up here. There you go. Listening on 10.028, right? Oh, okay. 10.0.2.8. Okay, so I have prepared my server group, and next is the variables that we would like to use for this server group so that Ansible can make use of it and connect. Now, variables are such as the username, the password, what port it has to connect to, what type of connectivity are we looking for, right? Or remote management protocols. So let's begin. This is the local administrator of administrative account of the SRV3 or the managed host. Ansible connection, right? For Ansible connection, we are going to use WinRM to manage the Windows host. Let's verify the port. So it's 5985. Okay, so we are good with the inventory information. So let's save this file. All right, so now let's see if we can ping the managed host from our Ansible tower. Now, in this command, we are using servers, which is our group, right? The group that we have created in our inventory file, followed by -m, which means the shortcut for module, right? So what module are we going to use? And win underscore ping is the Windows module that we're going to use, which will run a ping command. Okay, let's hit enter. In the meantime, let's go to Google. So if you search, you can simply do Windows Ansible modules. And these are different kinds of modules that you can use. Okay, so it has syntaxes and examples that you can take help of and run. For example, in our case, we are using WinPing. So what it does, you can read about the details. So it's a ping module. Okay, right. So let's go back to our server. Perfect. So as you can see here, this is our managed host 10028 success change ping and pong. So that means from our Ansible system or Ansible tower, we can reach to our group system. So all we have to do is follow this few key points, that is allow unencrypted to do. The basic authentications should be true, and you run this script which will enable the thread SSP and the HTTPS, right? We will require HTTPS, and once we add the system to our domain environment, then we will be rerunning this script to disable the allow unencrypted to false, the basic to false. So we will only be using thread SSP over HTTPS. So we will no longer use any unsecured connections when it is added to the workgroup and to the domain network. So we will cover that in upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.